Good morning. Today is June 25th, 2024. It's Tuesday, and we are completing the study of Tanya. This is our practical Tanya. We went through 3 volumes. The first 53 chapter was the physiology of God. It talked about Benoni, it talked about tzaddikim, it talked about Rasha, it talked about types of person, the construction of the soul, how it operates, the interaction between us and God, between us and human beings, the integration of the Torah and prophets and Kabbalah and Talmud and a little bit of philosophy with practice. And then the second book that we went, that book was called The Gateway of Unity and Faith. We talked about 10 Sfirot, Kabbalistic concepts, how Chokhmah, Bina, Da'at, the upper Sfirot, interact with the lower Sfirot, starting from Chesed, Gevura, Tiveret, Netzach, Hod, Yesod. And those 6, the Malchut, Zeranpin, interact with Malchut, our world, our universe. And then in the third book, of course, 12 chapters, the relatively smaller one, that's a letter of repentance. Once we understood anatomy and physiology of God, once understand that everything is preordained from a God standpoint, but it's not preordained from our standpoint because we have free will. And then we understand why the consequences in life that we and others undergo through are functions of what we have done in the past, and Kabbalistically perhaps what our reincarnated soul have done in their previous lives. And once it becomes clear, then Tanya presents Rabbi Shneur Zalman, so Tanya, and then of course the books, we using our manuals by Rabbi Chaim Miller, wonderful 3 books, and we're following Tanya through that prism. It talks about atonement, teshuvah, repentance, atonement, and once it becomes clear, it will help us then heal the past and make the future, and make the future also change the past. We're talking about our ability to change the past through the future. A little bit difficult clearly to understand, perhaps, if you're just zooming into this particular recording, missing the other ones. It's 106 recording, actually 107 total, because we started from 1A, introduction. So the 12th chapter, the final chapter of Tanya, or the third book of Tanya, talks about atonement in this world. It talks about the sufferings of people. We talked about why, classical question, why good people suffer and why bad people many times prosper. Tanya explained that. Then suffering brings benefit, both in this world and the next world. It cleanses your soul so that you can end your life with the same purity with which it began. And suffering will spare you from more painful suffering of purgatory. Well, that's a classical rabbinical concept that in the next world the soul becomes clean, and then the more it learns in this world, the more reward, so to speak, it gets, witnessing the infinite light without no longer prison or filtering down from the Ein Sof down to our world. In the past, Tanya mentioned, Arizal, Kabbalist, have fasts. When they did something wrong, they had fasts. And of course, it seems like it was excessive to modern thinkers today, the Western world. You did something relatively insignificant, you fast for 30 days or 40 days or sometimes a year or more. Well, today, Baal Tanya says that we don't have the same ability physically. We kind of degraded somewhat comparing to previous generations in ability to perform fast. So today, we do teshuvah by charity, by helping other people, by physical expression of our remorse for the past and fixing it. Small acts of worship in the physical world have enormous ramification in spiritual terms. When you think about it, it's a law of leverage. Imagine a long, long stick going all from here to infinity. And somewhere over here, there's a pivoting point. Well, let's say the scissors. Imagine the scissors that extends into infinity. If you take the scissors with your hand and just move them, like you cut something with them, a small movement here, if the scissors extend way out there, causes a huge movement out there. So the little effort that we do into our prayers, in doing mitzvot, in studying the Torah, into following commandments, if you're religious, following commandments, so to speak. If you're not religious, following good, doing good, behaving good, thinking what's right. And when you go to the source of what's good, whether it's religious or not, ultimately it comes to the same thing. As Hillel said, what's Torah? What's hurtful to you, do not do to others. But he didn't stop on that. He said, everything else is commentary. Go and learn. So once you understand and feel it, you still have to understand the details. So Tanya says in Kabbalistic terms that quotes the Proverbs 14, verse 6 and 20. Knowledge for the understanding is easy. One who is wise with a word finds good. And the Tanya, Kabbalah, Tanya dissects that, the wise. You know, we talk about Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, the name of God, spelled Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey, the first Yud and Hey, upper sphirot, upper concept of God. Yud is infinity, it's so small but points to infinity, connects to finite. And then Hey is expansion of the Yud. Becomes, Chokhmah becomes Bina, Hey is Bina. And then Vav, connecting from up to down, Vav, and the final Hey. So the first, the Yud, is wise, is Chokhmah. It hints on Chokhmah. The understanding, Bina, is Hey. Then the good points to Yesod, the line connecting down, the six energies of Zer and Pin. And finally, Malchut, our word, is a final Hey. The key to this process is through knowledge, quote, Da'at, which is a bridge between intellect and emotion, which is why the verse stresses this point first. When we apply our Da'at through immersed meditation using Bina, understanding, worship will be, quote unquote, easy. And Tanya concludes by saying, to clarify well how authentic worship is very much within reach. It repeats the author's title page, part 1, page 3. So those, I will show the picture to the readers. Here's the picture a little bit, see if you can see it. And from the 10 Sefirot, I like Chokhmah, Yud, Bina, Hey, and then Yesod, Vav, and Malchut, Hey, connecting to our world, those four. That concludes Tanya. So everything should become illuminated. Don't kind of refresh what we've done in the past. Some complex charts. My friend Ruben is calling this mitochondria of the cell, the cell structure of the soul. And then here the four worlds. And here we have connection to the infinities. So that's what Tanya says. It's not difficult. When we try to apply ourselves, I think, wow, it's so complicated. I don't know. I never learned this. No, it's not that complicated. You can learn that if you only try. This is the four worlds coming from Ein Sof down. And this is 10 Sefirot. And with that, we're concluding our Tanya today. Tomorrow, I'll do the final recording, kind of to summarize the entire 3 volumes. I'll do this. That will be recording number 107. Today is 106. So have a great day. I hope you, I always say, not just enjoy this recording, enjoy the lessons, but benefit, which impacted your life, made your life easier, made life happier, more fulfilling, and helpful to yourself and to others. Have a great day, and see you tomorrow for a final recording of the Tanya.